Hello and welcome to a wild garden log. In this video I'm going to talk about the benefits of creating a wildlife pond for your garden and what plants I chose for my wildlife pond. Having a wildlife pond helps with the biodiversity in your garden. It provides a habitat for amphibians, insects, birds and aquatic life. It also works as a natural pest control. It supports predators like frogs and dragonflies that eat pests. So I did a lot of research in picking the plants around my wildlife pond, and I chose to plant them into aquatic pots rather than into the ground. I did not put aquatic soil in my pond, I put stones and pebbles above the liner. And I chose to put them in aquatic pots, and then I will buy bigger pots as the plants grow larger. Although I have noticed the roots are now seeping out of the pots and kind of going into the pebbles themselves, which is fine. So one of the first plants I got was reed manna grass, which is an emergent grass. That is on the right hand side, the tall grass. And it provides dense cover for nesting amphibians, it oxygenates the water, and it supports aquatic insects. I have a lot of common mare's tail in my pond. I have two big aquatic pots of it at either side. It is an excellent oxygenator. It creates underwater structure for larvae as well. I have common rush, which is the marginal rush, and it helps to stabilise the pond's edge and create shelter for frogs and insects, and it's good for water filtration. I have creeping jenny, which is a trailing marginal plant. I have two creeping jennies, one of them is not well, and I'm going to have to do a bit of research. It's gone very yellow, and I'm wondering if it's perhaps getting too much sun. It's ground cover around the pond margins, it produces bright yellow flowers and it helps to attract pollinators. I have Marsh Marigold, which is a marginal flowering plant. Mine was in flower earlier this year. It's early spring blooms that help to feed the pollinators, and it produces a beautiful yellow flower. And it's good for frog habitat. I also have water mint inside my pond, which is a marginal aromatic herb, and it has a strong scent that deters pests. It has purple flowers to attract pollinators, and the roots of it help to purify the water. And then I have water forget-me-not, which is marginal flowering. It has blue flowers that helps to attract hoverflies, bees, and it provides soft foliage as well. And it's kind of hanging over the water. I also have Frogbit. I got that very recently. I think I'm going to have to get more of it. Again, it doesn't look too happy in my pond, and I'm not sure if it just takes a very long time to take root. It's a floating plant, and it provides cover for tadpoles, it oxygenates the water, and it leaves shade for the pond and prevents algae bloom. Now in my pond I've had lots of algae bloom. This is a south facing garden and it's very exposed to the sun, so I've been taking out lots of algae from the pond and leaving it on the side. So I definitely need more coverage in my pond. I also have Bristle club rush, which is at the back of the pond. It's very fine stemmed sage. It forms soft mats for small invertebrates, and it also helps to filter the pond water. And I have an Acorus at the back that's not in the pond, it's just out with the pond. And it's filters pollutants, and it also gives vertical structures for wildlife. Now around the outskirts of my pond edge I had some big stones, big rocks. However, when I was reading books, they suggested that it's not good to have rocks all the way around your pond because it can get too hot for if you've got frogs. So it's good to have grass or logs, soft edging. So around some of the pond I have got grass, I've got logs, I've got sticks, and I create a pebble area, and I've got a shallow part in the pond, and then there's a shelf all around the pond that is pebbles, and then there's the deepest part, which is about 50 centimeters in the middle, 50 to 60. And I have had tadpoles in this pond, and they were developing into frogs. Last time I saw them, they did have legs. However, I haven't seen them since, so I'm not sure if that means they have left the pond or if they've just become very secretive and very good at hiding. I also have had damselflies living in my garden or visiting my garden. I had a great red damselfly, which was very exciting. So yeah, it's a really good choice that I made. I really love this wildlife pond. It took me about 3 weeks to create. And yeah, it's been amazing just seeing how much wildlife is attracted to the garden. If you have any tips on how I can cover my pond more, that would be really helpful. Any possible floating plants that you think would look good in the pond. Thank you for watching.